April 9th, 2020, 4:46 p.m. Ortiz now calling for expansive new federal regulations and oversight. Biggest change to privacy laws in a generation, says tech giants have proven they can't be trusted. At Abbey Laurent, April 9th, 2020, 4:47 p.m. Crowd really getting riled up. People spilling into the street, some confrontations with cops. Ortiz is asking for peaceful protest. Wait, OMG. At Abbey Laurent, April 9th, 2020, 4:48 p.m. Ortiz shot. Congresswoman Ortiz has been shot. At Abbey Laurent, April 9th, 2020, 4:50 p.m. Ortiz is down 20 feet away from me. Blood everywhere. It's pandemonium. Crowd charging the stage. More gunfire. Gunfire in the crowd. At Abbey Laurent, April 9th, 2020, 4:52 p.m. Have to move. Not safe here. At Abbey Laurent, April 9th, 2020, 5:21 p.m. Riot. Guns, bottles, knives being used as weapons. I can see 2 bodies in the street and 8 cars on fire. Looting, too. Numerous store windows broken. At Abbey Laurent, April 9th, 2020, 5:32 p.m. Stay away from the Washington Square area. At Abbey Laurent, April 9th, 2020, 5:41 p.m. Anarchists leading the violence, masks over their faces. Not sure where they came from. Police nowhere close to getting this under control. Have to move again. At Abbey Laurent, April 9th, 2020, 5:56 p.m. Police rounding up everyone on the street. Mass arrests, including yours truly. Anyone got bail? At Abbey Laurent, April 10th, 2020, 7:05 a.m. Okay, I'm out. Got my phone back. Update. 5 confirmed dead from last night's riot. Area still locked down. Congresswoman Sophia Ortiz killed from a shot to the throat by a sniper. FBI calling it an assassination. At Abbey Laurent, April 10th, 2020, 8:35 a.m. My source telling me there is a suspect in the Ortiz assassination. Not in custody. Location unknown. Armed and dangerous. At Abbey Laurent, April 10th, 2020, 8:37 a.m. Suspect is ex-government operative gone rogue, believed to be part of a radical anarchist group. No identity yet, just the code name Kane. At Abbey Laurent, April 10th, 2020, 8:38 a.m. Who is Kane? Part 1. 1. The man in black lifted his binoculars and studied the rain-swept boardwalk. The benches that stretched along Dufferin Terrace, on the cliffside looming over the lower town and the St. Lawrence River, were empty. His contact hadn't arrived yet, but that was to be expected. It was only 9:15, and he'd told her to be on the boardwalk at 10 o'clock. He wanted the extra time to survey the meeting ground and see if he was walking into a trap. He'd left a car behind near the port and then taken the funicular to the Hauteville. Now he stood like an invisible man in the darkness, behind a stone wall on the hill of the citadel. Cold rain sheeted from the sky, blurring the nighttime lights of Quebec City. A fierce wind rattled the winter skeletons of the trees, drowning out the other sounds with its moan. In front of him, the Chateau Frontenac Hotel rose like a medieval castle. At the base of the cliff, the lower town's ribbon of lights glittered beside the great dark stain of the river. Along the boardwalk, a row of antique cannons aimed their muzzles out over the water, as if anticipating the return of American invaders. The cannons weren't wrong. The Americans were here somewhere, looking for him. Where are you hiding? He waited, patient and motionless, not reacting to the cold or the wetness of his clothes or the bite of the wind. He'd trained himself to be immune to such things. He used the binoculars to examine every window, every doorway, every shadow or corner where someone could hide. Even the best operatives usually made mistakes. The flicker of a match